you had a top performance here today. How do you do that often, over and over again?
By working hard, I still perform every Thursday, every Sunday, 3 hours minimum at the shrine. I've been doing this now 4 decades, and it's my life. It's my profession, and it's tedious. Music is, in my father's time, when people were going to study music, it was looked at, oh, you had to be a lawyer or an engineer or a doctor or pilot. People, people look down on musicians. Little did they know that was probably the most difficult subject. It is. It is a subject that inspires all professions. The doctor listens to music. The engineer listens to music. The pilot listens. Everybody listens to music. You can't have news without music. The way we talk is musical. The way we make love is musical. The way we walk is musical. Everything about life is musical. It's about rhythms, melodies. The way I'm talking to you is musical. The way the earth, the cosmic order is musical. So when you understand what music is, it's probably the most tedious profession. How do you sit down and compose what inspires other people? Now, if you look at my father, when you listen to his music, people say he's a prophet. But he saw all this in his time and he put all this in a song. When you listen to my father's back catalogue, you have the history of Nigeria. You don't even have to study history, because if you listen to what he was doing in the 70s, you can already take your mind to what was happening in 1973 in Nigeria, 74, 75. Already it's already historical fact musically, just by so when you see people are inspired by his music because of the spiritual context that is so important musically that we have taken for granted, or it was taken for granted in his time, that people will have authorities will have loved that when Fela passed, he should have been forgotten. But the longer he's dead, the bigger his name keeps expanding.
Yes, and I was going to ask you something about that. Lots of people consider him to be a very controversial person, but he's still been very well celebrated now. Why do you think that is?
Because of the foundation of his music. It was solid, it was sincere, it was truthful. He smoked marijuana, he didn't hide. Fela wasn't the only one smoking marijuana. Marijuana, they talk about marijuana as if Fela was one that just brought marijuana to Nigeria and just said, hey, everybody smoke. Bob Marley was smoking. James Brown was smoking. The Beatles were smoking. They were not just smoking marijuana, they were even taking hard drugs. But the radios played their music because they were not political like Fela was. Fela was talking about, Fela wanted to enlighten his people. Fela was singing about no light, no water, corruption, and we were facing it, and the authorities didn't want people to listen to him. So they tried to kill his voice. So that's why he was sincere. Fela liked women. He said he liked women. But people, most of the fathers in that time, they all liked women. So we have to think, all those short time hotels, was it only Fela that was going there? So you can't be only Fela going to the short time. So who are going to the short time? When we are hearing our professors sleeping with grades for sex, was it Fela? I mean, sex for grades, whichever, sex for grades or grade for sex, it's the same thing. Is it Fela? It's Fela again. So you see, all of them were already bastardizing their lives, but Fela was the scapegoat because Fela was just sincere. Fela liked women. He said, I liked women. Fela was in his house. He said, why should he pretend in his house? He wore underpants in his house. Yeah, in his house. Why can't he? If you want to see me in my house, please, this is how you meet me. Fela was just free. And everybody just found a way to criticize his style. I think again it was envy because a lot of them wanted to smoke. Till today, Fela will get in front of a policeman. That is when he will even light the igbo. How many people can do that? Police, we are going to Kirikiri straight. Fela wasn't afraid to go to cell. Fela was ready to combat. He spoke his mind, and he was ready for the consequence of whatever. He didn't want anybody to fight or plead for him. He stood and he stood his ground. Not many. So when we even talk of activists today, everybody wants people to be shouting. Fela wasn't waiting for the masses to fight or defend him. Fela believed in something and he stood by it. So I think that is why that character we don't have, and people just admire it. So it's why.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your time.
You're welcome.